Oh, it's November 17th. That makes it a Sunday. I think we finally got enough snow melted off and got sunshine that I can try making some more corn. Got the corn head switched back around a couple days ago. The snow's been melting from underneath. We still got a fair amount out here, but it's not as deep as it was, but that means it's muddy and slick underneath. The day I was putting the corn head back on the combine, I was sliding around quite a bit. So we'll see how it goes, but yesterday the last of the snow was melting off the corn. For those of you who wonder why, this big powerful machine and what snow can do to it, well, you've got on this, the self-adjusting stripper plates that move in and out on their own. They can freeze up. That ain't the end of the world. Important part is when it goes through the combine. Let's pop this open. Come on. There we go. Oh, there's the rotor. And of course it don't show up very good. Nope. But as the grain goes through here, it has to fall through holes. And so does some of the chaff and stuff. And all this dust. And when that dust and chaff gets wet, it can plug up the holes. But more importantly, when it's snow, it will melt just a little bit from the pressure of going through the combine. And then refreeze, especially on the sieves, which we'll go look at in a moment. See if we got enough light back here. Hopefully, maybe I can get my phone out and turn the flashlight on there. Yeah, nothing. Get the flashlight out. Okay, so you can adjust these up and down, the clearance between these fingers to how big of grain can fall through, of course how big a chaff. And the snow, there's a fan down in there that blows air up through, and that blows all the light stuff off. The grain falls through. This thing shakes back and forth to help move the grain along and sift it out. So it's just kind of like a big sifter shaking back in here with a wet fan blowing the light stuff out while that snow comes down and freezes on to all these fingers. And the fan just does a great job of that because it's blowing this air through there, cools everything right off. And the snow's kind of started melting from the pressure of going through the system, then refreezes, plugs up all these little holes down here, and the corn just starts going out the back and falling on the ground. And the same thing can happen up in the rotor area where it actually separates the grain from the cob or the rest of the plant, depending on what you're threshing. So, and I've done it before. Always grumble about it afterwards because I've been waiting it out. I saw where a couple of guys were starting to run again yesterday, and I think things should be dry enough today. But the whole principle of a combine is that stuff can slide through it, and when it's wet, it don't slide so good. So it's a tough call. Some combines probably handle it better than others. But this one, boy, it does not take long. I've had heavy frost actually plug things up where there's frost on the plant, and then you got to thaw it back out. Last year I did it, and I had some little patches of weed that were holding some snow up that didn't want to melt off. Ran a little bit of snow through, and didn't take much. Fortunately, I got my hot water pressure washer, so I went through and come up on the back side there and just put the hot water to it and melted all the crap out and got her cleaned up. But that takes time, and it doesn't get everything out. There's places that are hard to reach, all that stuff. So, but today, because of the snow and everything, I'm going to switch tractors and put the 2155 to work, hauling wagons. Oops. She has not been plugged in. I don't know, it's somewhere right around freezing, just below. Stuff in the sunshine's starting to melt, but everything else is frozen, so we'll see how good she does. It's warm enough in here. My jug of water I had back during planting season hasn't froze yet, so guess that's a sign. It's been a month since I parked it in this spot. Preheat it for a few seconds. Got the 2050 over there plugged in to run the generator. Same engine, but it doesn't start as good as this one. And I think the biggest reason is this has got the Rusa Master injection pump on it, and that one has the old American Bosch, and it just seems like it takes more to get those started. They don't generate pressure as quick or something, but same with the Olivers. The later ones that had the Rusa Master injection pump just always start quicker. Let's see, that's been at least 30 seconds. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. There ain't enough in it. Time for a jump. All right. I got the battery booster on it. Going for a moment. Just did another preheat cycle. Giving it just a moment to build the batteries back up. We'll try her. Uh-oh. I think my booster lost its connection, or... Okay, lost ground connection on my battery booster. Try this again. Maybe the 6125 will be running wagons today. Of course it figures. Wiggle some battery connections, that made a difference. One of them must not have been connecting very good. And then I forgot to push the record button because I didn't think it was going to start again. Murphy's Law. Alright, well, she started, we can get to work. Alright, into 6125. Got it unhooked from the wagons. See how well it starts. That was a true cold start because this thing doesn't have a manifold heater and I didn't plug the block in. Go park this where the 2155 was and put that on the wagons and head to the field. The sun is warm. Snow is deeper here where the corn's been run. Just I'm guessing all the corn fodder is insulating the snow from the ground. You can see bits of dirt showing up down in there where the corn hasn't been harvested. But I'm not seeing any signs of snow on it anymore. Yesterday I could still see some from the road at 1 in the afternoon. Figure I'd give it one more day to melt off. Looks like it's good. Could be something in shady areas or something near trees or something, but guess we'll find out. Okay, another cold start. This has a Cummins C series, 505 cubic inches. It's always been a good cold starter. It doesn't have any kind of glow plugs, manifold heater, or anything like that. It does have a block heater, but I don't have it plugged in. Let's see what she does. Woohoo! Now I gotta pull around by the fuel pump and fill up my tank, but that'll give it time to warm up before I actually start running corn. So let's go do that. Getting to this point so I can get down and back across this field without being full. Now we're going to see how slippery the snow really is. I don't have rear wheel assist on this combine. Most of the time it's been alright without it. It's a pretty steep hill right here.
pick me up quite as good, so hopefully I don't sound like I'm yelling.
Time to run these up and dump them. See how good the 2155 does in the snow. Gotta get the auger back up to the wet bin. Last thing I used it for was beans, and I just left it down since I knew the weather was gonna go sour. So I'll get that done. Now next up on our cold start list is the 1755. Now I didn't bother plugging this one in. We'll see if it starts without the manifold heater. This one's been a pretty good starter. Get the key in the hole, right side up. Oh yeah. Those are wondering, I put a block heater in from exact same block heater as a white 2135, 2155. The normal one on a 2150, 2050. Down on the bottom of water elbow, and you lose a lot of heat by the time it gets up. It has to go through the thermostat housing. If the seal in that ain't good, most of your heat ends up going in the radiator. This puts the heat right in the block where it needs to be. Just gotta pop a soft plug out and put that thermostat or preheater in. Now, for those who are wondering, the generator is a Catolite. It's 105 kilowatts or 105,000 watts. If you want to put it in a term you can understand better. And it's 1,000 RPM. So I got to just put my PTO shaft back on and let the tractor warm up a little bit. Yes, my shields are working properly. Just a little bit of viscous drag making the PTO turn right now, but as you can see, the shield stops. Same up here. But I try to keep away from it. It's just better that way. Got 3 lights here. Bottom light tells me it's running too slow. Green light says just right, and red light means it's turning too fast. That's so you get your hertz right. And it is 3-phase. I don't know if I mentioned that before, but that's the main reason we run it. I need 3-phase power for this big setup, and just it's not available in the area, not close enough to where I want to pay the money they want to bring it in. Just have to plug a cord in and she's good to go. And the nice thing about not just having a complete power unit is if something goes wrong with the tractor, I can throw another one on. So really good soil right here, coming out of that low spot. Then we get up into the raccoon damage. They would have gotten a lot of this well before harvest time. Some deer damage out here too, but picking up snow. You can see it over here in the snouts, trying to pick up those down stalks. Fortunately, it's not a huge area.